let's talk, gentlemen, NBA futures. Let's start out right there. We've got MVP futures. Again, basketball kicks back up tomorrow. Tim, I got to start with you. You missed last week. You were calling a game because you're Mr. Popular. You're needed everywhere. Speaking of popular, though, Jokic, SGA, Doncic, the Greek Freak, Jason Tatum, any of these MVP futures that you actually like?
Yeah, nothing of value, Sia. Jokic is the Larry Bird, the Magic Johnson of this era. So, Bird had a stretch where, I believe it was 9 years where he finished first or second in every one of those 9 years and winning 3 in a row. But the other 6 years he finished second. We're looking at the same thing with Joker. So I think the odds are only going to go to minus 250, minus 300, minus 400. So if you want to get in, see it, now is the time to be it.
I'll tell you what, I'm in on your shirt. Does that say gold Sia Najad? Because appreciate it. Can I get one of those?
You can get one of those, and it's gold SN. So no, it's not season either. It's just gold SN. But thank you for calling it out. I appreciate it. I also want you to send me a link for the Mrs. Book. Okay, I want to get into the pizza book. Okay, the children's book. I'm trying to, because I have never read off a prompter, McClure. So when I read aloud my children's books, it's like, and then they walked into the door, because I don't read very well. All right. So I need to start at your wife's children's book level and then build my way up.
I absolutely love that. My wife, a children's book author, she's got 2 books out. I will send you that link. If anybody's interested, let me know.
Yes.
Mike McClure, your response to whatever Tim just said, and again, SN has to stand for Sia Najad. Also, your response to the NBA MVP.
Yeah, I'd love to know the last time Tim Doyle read a book, but I think it was correct, him calling out when he said, I don't read very well. I'm shocked to know that Tim knows how to read, to be honest with you. But when I look at this board here, it's Nikola Jokic, minus 130. Tim's dead on. It's the last opportunity to buy on him. I think he's got one particular thing working in his favor here, other than being the best basketball player on the planet. The fact that voters gave this award to Joel Embiid last year and kind of felt silly and looked silly in doing so based on last year. Embiid played fine this year before the injury, but last year Nikola Jokic should have been the MVP. He made everyone look silly throughout the playoffs and in the finals. I think a few voters maybe regret giving that one to Embiid. So I think this is all Nikola Jokic here. Grabs another one. Like Tim said, this will be minus 200 probably in the next week and a half.
All right, Nikola Jokic. I can tell you, Martin Green, by the way, I'm going to come to you. You're going to have to give me a name, but we go to Mikey B first. Mikey, I know SGA is a popular pick among a lot of people right now, but it's hard to go against what Mike McClure just said. Where are you at on this one?
Yeah, I'm not going to argue against Jokic. The only reason why I would take SGA, and he's going to be my pick, is just because of the plus 210 odds. He's really having a great season. The one difference here is the Nuggets are currently the 4th seed in the West. They're only 3 out of the top seed. So it's not like they're way down there. The Thunder are only 1.5 games back of the Timberwolves for the top seed. If they win the West, that's going to really help SGA. Say maybe the Nuggets actually do finish 4th. What I like about SGA is not only is he averaging over 31 points a game, but he's shooting 54.6% from the field. He has a big impact on defense. He's averaging 2.2 steals per game. So if you are going to take a chance on someone outside of Jokic, I would go with SGA at the plus 210 odds.
Now, Martin, we're going to get to your soccer pick in a second. And I got to say, the chat seems to be, I saw this on Twitter before the show. The chat seems to be all over Arsenal in some way today. So maybe you'll be backing that up. I see the flex. Maybe that'll be one of your picks. But do you have a pick for the MVP before we move on to some finals futures and our official picks?
Yeah, I'll have to go for Nikola Jokic as I think he's the Bukayo Saka of the NBA, the best player in the business. And I think he's angry, like you said, that he didn't win it last year. So even at short odds of minus 130, I still think that's a very attractive price. You'll get a much better return on that than you will on a government bond or the S&P 500 or something like that. So yeah, I'll put my money on Jokic too.
All right, Jokic, like Mike McClure's pick as well. There, I do think SGA's is somebody I had my eye on, but I think Jokic is probably the best player. All right, let's go to our official picks. But before we do that, let's take a look at the finals futures real quick, because we're talking about some of these guys that are the MVP candidates that are involved in these finals futures. I mean, the Thunder all the way down to 22-1, all the way down there at 22-1, but the Nuggets at plus 450, Celtics plus 260. Mike, I'm going to start with you this time. If you had to take somebody here, any value?
It's going to be a Nuggets lean for me. Look, I think that the Celtics are by far the best team in the regular season right now, and that's the reason why you're getting certain numbers on other teams. But when I look at the Nuggets, they have the best basketball player in the world, especially in that format. Teams have seen him in action. They have tried to slow him down, but the key word is try. It's very, very difficult. He changes the way you have to play defensively. And then you've got Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is someone who lives for the big moment, really elevates his play in those tougher matchups, but probably the biggest strength for them in the playoffs is going to be Aaron Gordon, his size, athleticism, the way he can defend. It allows Jokic to do what he needs to do on the offensive end. So for me, it's going to be the year of the repeat. We saw it in the NFL with Kansas City. I think we see it here, and I wouldn't be shocked if we saw it in Major League Baseball as well.
Ooh, very interesting tease. Only less than, I think, 30 days, right around 30 days till MLB opening day. Mikey B, I go to you. Who do you like as your NBA Finals winner?
Yeah, I took the Celtics at the beginning of the season, and I'm going to stick with them there, even though they're the heavy favorites. I do worry about their late game execution, mainly because I have no faith in Joe Mazzulla. He is not a very good coach. They've been winning these games because their talent is off the charts, as Mike was saying. They're the most talented team in the league, especially when Kristaps Porzingis is healthy. He is really a difference maker for them. So I'm going to stick with my preseason pick with the Celtics. If you do want to go real long, I do like the Knicks at plus 1,800. I really like the depth that they've built. So they'd be my long shot. Like I said, if the Celtics collapse because of their coaching, similar kind of scenario with the Bucks, the Knicks might be the team that come out of the East.
Tim Doyle, before I go to you, I will say this about the Celtics, because I do fear the Nuggets. I do fear the Clippers when we're talking NBA Finals, but I know it's a short number, but the Celtics at plus 100, plus 110 to win the East, I really like that because I just don't see really anyone challenging them. I don't think the Bucks are nearly as good, nearly as deep as the Celtics. And without Embiid, I don't see the 76ers making noise. Knicks really the only problem potentially as far as I can see it. And I don't think the Knicks are going to beat the Celtics either. So I would prefer, if I'm taking the Celtics, I'd actually prefer to go Eastern Conference at even money, plus 110. But Tim, we're talking NBA Finals winner now. Who do you like?
I was just at the All-Star game, had this same conversation with Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal. Actually, I did an O-bomb with Charles Barkley, which he had never done before. If you've never done an O-bomb, Martin, not sure if it's made it over to your neck of the woods, but it's Bacardi and Red Bull. Woo! And we drank it, and he goes, how many more can we drink of those? I go, 3 of those, Chuck, and you're going to be dancing on the bar. So we only had one just to get the blood flowing a little bit. Everybody's right. The Celtics are the best team in the NBA. When healthy, got to put that caveat on there. Kristaps Porzingis has played this many playoff games, okay? And this many is how many seasons he's played of 65-plus games. And why am I giving you those numbers? Because see, every single year he gets hurt. So if he remains healthy, yes, the East is an absolute joke. They're going to run away with it. If he gets hurt, now the pressure starts to mount because this is the Celtics year, right? But haven't we seen this movie before where they just can't get over the hump? So I think Barner's onto something with the Knicks at 18-1. I'll even take a shot, but he's just not a regular season player anymore. He misses 25, 30 games every regular season. But once they get into the playoffs, guys, I think they're better this year. Hero, Rozier, Jaquez, I think their team is actually better, and they're built. They have a culture. They defend, and you're getting 30-5-1 odds to win the NBA championship. You could hedge at all different points. So, your analysis is spot on. Boston, if healthy, is the best team. But Denver did go into Boston and beat the Celtics. If I had to, risk my family, my 3 kids, my house, my sport court backyard, I would take the Nuggets to win it all.